Why is my husband so mean and disrespectful? Hello everyone, I'm Yvonne, your marriage and divorce coach here at Black Swan Relationship Academy. And today I'm speaking to you about the mean and disrespectful things men say. Unfortunately, marriages are going through the motion. We are doing the same thing over and over again. We wake up, we go to bed, and what we do in the day is the same. Nothing changes. Our marriages become that way because our life is that way, so is our marriage. And we forget that, as with everything, it needs work. We need to put energy into it. And like with everything, what you put in, you're going to get out. And if you don't put anything into your marriage, you will get nothing out of it. It will become a burden. It will become monotonous. And we certainly don't want that. Because if you don't address it now while you can, there may come a time where you are going to have to make the hard decision to ask yourself whether you should stay or should you go. So before it gets to that, there are some things that we can do that is going to bring life back into something that looks as though it may be dying. One of the things that I want to talk to us about is that we take each other for granted in our marriages. We take our spouses for granted because we think we know them, and because we say we know them, we can say something hurtful and they are supposed to understand what it is, that we only said it because we're angry and they were angry and we don't need to be upset about it. But unfortunately, that is not always the case. If you say something that is disrespectful to your spouse and she goes away crying, it's not because she's having fun here. She was genuinely hurt at the thing that was said to her. So she's walked away from this feeling upset and hurt, but unfortunately she didn't say anything about it, so you thought it was okay. So what happens the next time you have a disagreement? You will say something, she goes away crying, and the cycle goes on. You are having a discussion about something and she's putting her across a point, whether he's bored with what she's saying or not. He cuts her off as though her point didn't matter whatsoever. And he does this all the time. She's speaking to him about something and he will roll his eyes, and his non-verbal communication is telling her that I'm kind of bored with what you're saying, so come on, let's hurry, let's get this over with. And she stops the conversation and goes and does something else, while all the time this is eating away at you and it is not helping the situation. You are almost at the end of your tether, and you know that if you say something, that this thing is going to explode, and if it explodes, you don't know if you've got the energy to want to put it back together again. So before you get to that point, here are a few things that you can do that is going to help the situation. As we know that at the beginning of anything, it's like when you have your baby, the Bible says you train a child in the way it should grow. So the child, when it's young, it's malleable. The same thing with our relationships. When a relationship is young, it is malleable. So the things that that your spouse says in this, you don't have to accept it. But when you let things slide and you continue to let them slide, then they become your norm. And this is not what you signed up for. This is not what you want. So what we need to do is we need to bring correction back in. We need to now use our words, open our mouth and speak. My previous pastor once said to me, if someone steps on your toe, you can at least say ouch. And a lot of time when spouses say and do say mean things and do disrespectful things, it's that we never said you are hurting me. We never said that which you have just done or that which you have just said has hurt my feelings, and we have just let them continue with it. Now what I would like for you to do is to have a conversation with your husband along the lines of, if you're not doing anything, if we As we haven't got anything planned on Saturday, I would like us to have a conversation. I'd like the two of us to just sit down and have a conversation. Is that okay with you? What you're doing here is you're asking him permission. You're asking him permission for us to have a discussion. It isn't anything to do with the children. It isn't anything to do with the house or what is going on. It is just to do with both of you. You want to begin to bring us back on the same page. What I'm asking you to do is what you're doing here is you're making an appointment with him so that he knows that something needs to be discussed. And because you have asked him that, can we meet on this day at this time, he knows that it's important because you've not done this before, so something important is going on here. When you come to have the meeting, what I would like you to remember is to use your words. And the words that I want you to explain to him is, you are hurting my feelings when you say that I don't like what you're wearing, in the tone in which you said it. Because when you said that to me, it makes me feel that I am not the woman that you married. Or I don't like when you say, I'm speaking to you and you roll your eyes. It hurts my feelings and lets me feel that I am not valuable to you. I'm not of value to you. These are some of the words that we need to speak to our partners. What you need to say to him is, for a long time, I've let you get away with this and I've never addressed you. I've never told you how it makes me feel. And I walk away from this feeling dejected. I walk away from it feeling alone. I walk away from it feeling that you don't care. I walk away from it feeling, and express your feelings and let him know the hurt that this is causing you. He's a man who wants to do what is right by you. And because he wants to do what is right by you, he will hear the anxiety, the pain, the hurt that is in your voice. And he will understand that the things that he's been doing has cost you a lot of pain. He may even say to you, but why didn't you tell me about it before? I didn't know. And this is where your true dialogue begins to take place. And it's from this place where you can begin to heal again. It is from this place where you can begin to gain understanding again. It is from this place that you can begin to build trust in one another again. It is from here that you can begin to understand that he really does care. I just didn't let him know that the things that he was doing. And then he tells you that, you say sorry and everything is good again. But you don't relax on this, because you need to address these things. We slip up. We're humans. It's what we do. And because the love that you've had for each other was evident in the conversation that you had. So because of this love, keep the momentum going in the conversation. Keep it going. Whenever he does, something wrong, and you bring it to his attention, and even when it's over, that evening when you're curled up on the sofa and you're watching a movie, you can say to him, sweetheart, I'm so proud of you that you enabled me to get this off my chest, and you listened, and I see that you're making an effort to change, and I'm praying that it will continue. And because you're affirming him, because you're giving him words of encouragement, he's going to do his best to make sure it doesn't happen again. And you can go on to have a happy, healthy relationship and being the very best feminine you that only you can be. So don't let the hurtful things that your husband keeps saying and doing and disrespecting you break something that is meant to last. Use your words. Go to the the Black Swan Relationship Academy, and in the academy you will find courses that are there designed for married women whose marriages are struggling. Before you head to the divorce course, court. Let's try and see if we can fix this. Let's try and put this back together again, because I truly believe that outside of a toxic marriage, all marriages can be saved. But what needs to happen is both parties need to want it. Both parties need to desire it. Both parties need to understand and recognize the love that they had for each other at the very beginning, because nobody marries hating. You marry because you love one another and you know that you have got a life here. So do go to the Black Swan Relationship Academy. Check out the Soulmate Attraction course. And whilst you're there, have a look at the Nice Girl Rehab Academy, and have a look at that, and look how as a woman, how you can get your femininity back, how you can get your mojo back, how you can get you back, so that you can be the very best wife you know how to be. So thank you for listening to me. Please remember to subscribe if you haven't already, to like and share, and I'll see you next Saturday. You take care of yourselves and have a great week. Goodbye.